Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my goodness.
If you feel like you're paying more for everything these days, you're right. Inflation just hit its highest rate in a year. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Producer Price Index was 2.2% over the last 12 months. That measures the change in prices that manufacturers pay to suppliers, and that predicts whether prices will go up for consumers. Tomorrow, the Consumer Price Index for April will be released, which is an even more important measure of the state of inflation.
You guys' groceries are too expensive, and you want to know how I know that? Here's some proof for you. 4 payments. You can split your grocery bill up into 4 payments on Klarna. That shouldn't even be an option. Groceries should not be so expensive that people have to make payments on them in order to feed their family. Groceries are a necessity. You need them to survive. You need food to survive. So why on earth are they to the price point where there are people in this world that are probably having to make payments to feed their family? That is insane to me. Absolutely insane. I mean, you think that this has been on for a while, but it just now registered that this was a payment system to me. I just always ignored this. Are you having to put your groceries on payments? I have not yet. I don't ever plan to do that because I don't even know what I would do. Like, that is insane. Oh my goodness. If you are using this option, I pray that you get in a better situation. This world's way too expensive. That's all.
So this cost $85 yesterday at Whole Foods. Take a second to really let that sink in. This, 2 years ago, probably would have cost $55 at most. Now they tell us that inflation has only been like 4 or 5%, but they're not telling us the full extent and the actual truth. They're just trying to not make everyone panic. Because then the economy would really go to shit really quick. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. It's going to get a lot worse in terms of the economy. Everything is going to keep getting more expensive. And the value of the dollar is going to go down at the same time.
This is what I'm struggling with in America right now in my 20s. Why is everything so expensive? Why am I making more money waitressing than I would make using my college degree? I barely have a life. I have 2 days off, and I work Wednesday to Sunday, doubling just to pay my bills. At 22 years old, all of my bills are in my name. I have no help. How are y'all affording housing? In Myrtle Beach, a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,500. Bullshit. Bullshit. How are y'all getting insurance, going to the doctor, getting medicine? And then some of us are trying to be TikTok influencers. Who knows where that's going to get me? Me and my boyfriend are saving, but we barely see each other during the week, and it feels like we're working our asses off for nothing. Do we need to move somewhere for a better job opportunity that we don't know about? Do any of y'all really know what you want to do with your life right now? It is so scary being in America right now. If you can relate to this, if you have any advice, please comment and let me know. It's ridiculous.
Have y'all seen the trend where people are posting their past grocery orders from a couple years ago and comparing it to now and looking at the inflation rate? This shit is crazy. Read this shit. My husband and I were talking last night about how a 12-pack of drinks is now $9 and how in 2020 I used to buy them 4 or 10. I decided to go back into my Walmart app and see what I was paying for a random grocery order. In January of 2020, I paid $70.20 for 30 items. I added all of them into the cart again and repurchased them today. Today, those 30 items were $165.42. That is a $95.22 price increase in 4 years' time. That's a 135.6% inflation percentage. We can't go on living like this. I can't be the only one who feels this way. You know what? No, you're not the only one. Matter of fact, I ordered some shit from Walmart the other day and spent $100. Let me show you what I got. Now, I probably should prepare everything else so y'all can see it, but as you can see, it's really not that much. All that shit cost me $113 at Walmart, of all places.
Alright, can we talk about how wild grocery shopping has gotten? Because I swear, it feels like you can't walk into a store without spending $100 and still leave hungry. Basic stuff. Eggs, bread, milk, produce. It's all double what it used to be. And don't even think about getting anything extra, like snacks, juice, or meat. Suddenly you're broke, and all you've got is a sad little bag of groceries. It's not just frustrating, it's scary. People are working full-time and still can't afford to eat properly. Families are budgeting down to the last cent, skipping meals, or switching to cheap, unhealthy food just to get by.
How are y'all making it? No, literally, how are y'all making it? Because, little backstory, I decided back in January that I was going to monetize on this app. Every dollar I made, no matter how big, how small, was going to go to a savings account, and that was going to be money for a down payment on our house. Because if you don't know, me, my husband, and our 2 kids are living with my parents. Spoiler alert, that's not happening. We're having to take that money I'm making and use it to get by until the next week. On top of my husband's income. My husband's making the most money he's ever made, and this is the brokest we've ever been. Make it make sense. I'm not a bougie bitch. I might get my lashes done, but my friends do my hair. I don't get my nails done. I'm really not that high maintenance. We try to live within our means. We truly do. It's like no matter how much you don't go out to eat, no matter how much you don't spend money, you're still going to be broke. Why? Because that is the world that we live in. So I know I'm not as educated as I should be when it comes to voting. All I know is that shit was a lot better 4 years ago. I could afford to breathe, and I had my own house. Right now, nobody can afford housing. Nobody can afford food. And if you can, congratulations.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna be an unk for real because since when is cereal $8 a box? What the hell? And the box looks smaller than it ever was. Let me find out. Not only are they inflating prices, but they're making the boxes smaller. Like, I don't know because, I wasn't paying for shit, but I'm almost positive that cereal was never almost $10 a box for a little ass box. Like, am I tripping? Gee, am I tripping? Has cereal always been this high? Is it just I was a broke best friend?
I don't know. I never paid for it.
I don't be eating cereal no more. I literally just want to grab a box because, nostalgia, but... Okay, he acting like it's normal. Maybe I'm just broke as shit. Matter of fact, I know he lying because the way me and my sister used to go through cereal, if my mom was paying $10 per box, she would have been whooping her ass. I don't know what's going on, but they need to fix it ASAP.
Having a job and still being broke gotta be like the top 2 worst feelings in the fucking world. Cause it's like I'm working, but where the fuck is my money? Like,
yeah, I've been so over this. I was just at Whole Foods trying to get scallops. 20. I counted 20 scallops. Please tell me, pause this video, how much do you think it was? How much? So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, I really want some scallops. There was really only like 2 options. And one of the options, it was a count of 20 to 30. And it was legitimately $37. And I was just like, 20 to 30 scallops. They weren't even that big. They were probably this big, frozen, which means they're probably this big cooked. So if you know, you know. And I'm like, okay, let me give it a try. So I put it in my cart. I get to checkout, and I look down, and it's $48. $48 for 20 to 30 scallops that I don't even consider big. Like, once they're cooked, they're going to be average sized scallops. What in the actual fuck is going on?
No!
Please tell me, what's the most ridiculous price you've seen lately? Because I need to know.
I have not had beef in so long, and this is why. Bro, we are literally living in hell. Chuck short ribs, $22. Bottom round steak, $14. $17.
Eat.
13. 17. Case ribs. Cube steak, $10.29. Hot roast, $28.86. Okay, bottom round, $15.92.
Come on.
I am a public
Come on.
I went to Fresco, which is the cheap supermarket in the hood, and the prices were the same. Beef shoulder for pot roast, $37, okay? $28 for thinly sliced ribeye. T-bone steak, $22.43. I think that's okay. Tell me if I'm wrong. Near strips, $30.95. Like, is beef a luxury now? Is eating the meat of the cow a luxury now? Eating cow meat is a luxury in America in 2025. Even look at this ground beef, 12.05, okay, 11.29 for literally 1 pound. This, as a solo person, I could probably make three servings out of that. The ground chuck is a little bit cheaper, but it's a little also more fat, as you can see. They got the grass fed up here, $10 for 1 pound. Okay, 11.29, 12.39. This is absolute insanity. Like, I don't even remember the last time I had a steak, even a cheap one, even a damn strip steak for a stir fry, which is gonna put like noodles, vegetables, other things. $17, $18. Like, what is going on, man? Salmon too. Haven't had salmon in a long time. Because the price is freaking crazy out of control. People are not angry and suffering enough yet, clearly.
I just wanted to tell y'all I spent $100.
I wanna be the very best that no one ever was.
$100 damn for 5 bags, 2 items, a drink, it's chicken, it's vegetables. The fuck going on in there?
I'm getting fed up with the prices of groceries. The price of groceries are too fucking sky high, and something needs to change. Because to be spending $1,000 a month cash in groceries, if not more, it might be more than 1,000. I'm like, how is that possible? Like, I just went shopping last week and I spent over $300. This week the food's gone. The whole 6 days later, literally 6, not even 7 days. 6 days later, the food's pretty much gone. The fridge is bare. I'm like, how? Because $300 don't get you shit. That's how.
Oh no.
You used to be able to go and spend, $150 and fill up your cabinet, fridge, and now it lasts you a couple weeks. $300 is not lasting anybody a week. Like, dude, shit needs to change. Either I'm gonna start walking my happy ass out with those carts, just like people used to do back in the days of addiction, but filled with TVs and electronics. My shit's gonna be filled with food. I don't care. Call the cops.
Just seeing if you guys are okay, because I just went to the grocery store and want to vomit by how much I just spent on, I feel like nothing. I feel like I barely bought anything, and I feel physically sick with how much I spent on what I feel like was barely anything. It's over $5 a
Welcome back to the Edwards Report. My name's Caleb, I'm your host, and today we are getting into the mass layoffs that are wrecking families in 2025. If you're ever inspired, you have to like, comment, or subscribe. No cheating. Let's get into it. So for our first clip, we're going to start off a little lighthearted just to warm everybody up. And we're going to call this the Breakfast of Champions woman.
Roll it, guys. I just woke up with a meeting on my calendar from the big boss at my job. Boy, do you all think this is a layoff? I don't know. I'm pretty 70 positive, bitch. I don't know. Bitch, I'm scared. Woo! Positive. Woo! Woo! I got fired. I guess you're laughing about it. I'm not laughing. You laugh, but I'm laughing. And just part two. But this is a new chapter. It's just the breakfast of a champ. A little extra training, never one. Right. I can for a champ. I was about to say for the loser, but for the layoff. Hey. Still gotta eat, right? Still gotta eat. That's a good little breakfast. A little mini pancake, a little salad, a little egg. can never lose. How can I lose my control? Ooh, this is funny, right? But I don't think she's gonna laugh when the bills start piling up. Look, I'm all for the positive mindset. Let's not confuse optimism with avoidance. Bills don't care about your life. Proverbs 21:5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, not the plans of the delusional." If your plan after getting fired is cereal and affirmations, I got some questions. But not as many questions as our next contestant has. We're going to call this the
Nowhere to hide.
So I will be getting laid off in exactly 10 minutes. Yikes. Never thought that this would be happening to me, but oh well, you never know right when it happens. So I got an invite for an 8:30 a.m. morning meeting, business updates. But we all know what that means, right? Business updates for a meeting that you gave me no notice for, and it's literally super early in the morning as well, but oh well. And honestly, I probably wouldn't have even guessed it from that. The reason why it kind of, well, I knew about it was because someone at my workplace fucked up because they sent out termination of the day of run and terminated it to a lot of employees. I don't know how many to be very honest, but one of my colleagues called me, she was panicking, she said, "Hey, check your email. This person is being let go." Like, oh really? Then I checked my email and then I verified with a couple of other of my teammates and they received it too. So it seems like a lot of people got it and then they said, "Oh shit, oops. What have you done?" And then they backtracked it and it was a DocuSign, so they didn't quite the contract, whatever the letter was. But that definitely was a good. I was mentally prepared because when I throughout the night I was like, okay, probably this is happening in the morning or day after, whatever, but they probably were not supposed to do this and they kind of gave everyone a heads up. So sucks to be them because they have to big time, but oh well. I am, regardless of that, I'm still probably losing my job in now 8 minutes. So let's get laid off. Let me. It's not really sad now. I know that.
You would see a much different energy from him because the company fumbled hard by leaving. Imagine you're getting fired and you just found out from a mistakenly sent email. Before our next clip, we're going to have the side quest girl looking for ice cream jobs.
Alright, you guys, what happened? I got laid off today. My company has been doing layoffs for weeks now, so I've been mentally preparing for the possibility, and it happened. So while I'm going to be working diligently to find a new job, I also feel like in the meantime it could be fun to maybe have a side quest. So what I need you guys to do is tell me, what are the favorite jobs you've ever worked?
If I had a side quest job right now, barista, pizza maker, what would you guys, car salesman? I don't know. What would you guys do as a side quest? In the comment section below, let us know.
Any more like retail or like something not corporate? Like, what are your favorite jobs you've worked in your life? Ooh, maybe like an ice cream parlor. Like, I feel like I should have a side quest, and I'm already teaching my spin classes, which is great, but that's only 3 times a week. So I'd like to ask a side quest, and I would like you to tell me what I should try to do. From your most newest unemployed girlie.
So I don't know if I'm about to be let off.
Leave it to me.
So we'll see. Let's do it. Hello.
Thank you for taking the time to meet with us today. I do have some news, so as you know, the business is very vulnerable to the safety industry. And in order to maintain long-term stability,
A little extra training.
a decision to restructure.
Okay.
In order to be the department, so totally outside of your hard work and the impact on our community and everything like that, we have reduced the workforce by 5%. And this means that your roles will be eliminated.
Okay.
And I feel like this is not a reflection of your work, contributions, dedication, anything like that. It's a business decision.
Got it.
I want to thank you for everything, for your commitment, and all your hard work along the way. Thank you for the relationship you made with our clients. And so I know that this can be overwhelming. Do you want a minute before I pass it off?
You can pass it on.
Okay, I take your order. Sorry,
No questions for you.
appreciate your hard work.
Yes. I'll do it. Bye. Just got laid off.
I just knew it was happening too to like record. I hate hearing that. Like that is so sad. But it's always the same shit. Right? This isn't about your performance. Okay, but it's still the same way, right? Like don't give me the rundown. To everyone watching, take that corporate speech for what it is. I'm expecting it to argue and cut you off. One thing I wish you would have done during the call though was ask some questions and to get some more clarity. Yeah, we're laying off 5%, but why am I with the 5%? Why not Jimmy Bob over here or Joe Blow over there? You know, like I'm outperforming them. Get some clarity. Get some clarity. Don't let the shot turn you into a hater. Like that. Come on, now, Taylor, like that. The next clip is really crazy, especially considering the fact that a lot of people in this country don't want to work. Not this next one. Roll it.
I am currently not doing too well. I've been unemployed for 3 months now. June will be the 4th month. I've applied for several jobs. I know I probably should apply for more. I'll keep applying for more. My savings are covering my rent, but I don't know how I'm going to pay for the other bills. I currently just accept a part-time job at Target. Clear anything. Rents, you know, like $1,500 and other bills equate to over $2,000. So like, literally need about $4,000 a month to live, and I don't have that. If anyone out there is like experiencing anything similar or have any advice or any like glimpse of hope, I would really appreciate that right now because I'm just not seeing the light and I'm feeling really down. So I appreciate internet community
But, you know, at least this one hits a little different. This one hits a little hard because you clearly see the woman out here part-time job. She's still underwater for $4,000 a month. Not that much. That's just spending money. But this reminds me of Ecclesiastes 11:6, which says, "In the morning sow your seed, and at evening withhold not your hand." You might have to work something beneath your resume to stay afloat. But that's not failure. That's wisdom. I'm so grateful that this woman was working beforehand and had a savings, and she at least doesn't have to worry about where she's going to be laying her head at night. And I hope that this target job she gets is able to help her cover some of those other bills. But the next contestant hasn't really been, let's say, that proactive.
Leave it to me.
This next person is reflecting on her creative purpose. Roll it.
So I recently have been laid off from my 9-to-5 job. I've been taking some time to myself to really just process everything. I've only told all of my close friends and family what has been going on, and it honestly made me feel better just being vulnerable and talking about the situation because honestly, it's so common right now. Like every time I'm on this app, I always see that someone has been laid off or they quit their job or there's definitely something going on with their career. So I figured there's nothing to be ashamed or embarrassed about. It's just the world that we're living in right now. The job market is insane. And this is just something that unfortunately some of us are going through. At first, when this happened to me, I was obviously extremely upset because it's like a rug is pulled underneath you and you have to really just go into survival mode because, you know, you have bills to pay. Everyone needs stability. But lately, I have been looking at it also as a blessing in disguise because for the longest time, I've been wanting to actually focus on my creative passions, and within the past year, I have been hating my job. Going to work every day, getting up and doing what I was doing just felt like I was so far away from my purpose and what I was meant to actually do.
So I'm going to take this time to actually find clarity. I've been wanting to work on my creative passions for quite some time now. I've been wanting to take content creation a bit more seriously, continue to build a platform for myself,
Nowhere to hide.
and I couldn't do that working a 9 to 5.
Bye.
That's because it was so demanding and tedious. But now I have all the time in the world. Sometimes God will remove something out of your life that's not meant for you, and He's going to place you exactly where you're meant to be. And like God knew that my time was up there, my season had passed at that specific job. Now He's guiding me as to where I should go.
All for, seeking greener pastures, especially after bad news. But what we're not going to do is do that. With her saying now I can focus on my content creation, ma'am, with all due respect, you didn't necessarily get a vision. You got laid off. Okay? And I, as a content creator, believe that you could have been doing whatever you're trying to do with your job. It's not really a good time if you weren't doing both in the first place. Because content creation is so much. Don't let the misfortune turn into a mission.
Let's see what's inside.
You need to get income. You can be both. I'm a living testament to that. I know plenty of people who are living testaments to doing both. It's just not good planning to let social media be your backup plan when none of us control nothing out here. God may use historical redirection. That doesn't mean ignore the budget. It ain't having faith by having a lack of plan, right? So let's keep it cute. Let's keep it there. Get it all. And let's get it together. But you know we don't got it together? Tesla, Google, and UPS, because they're having massive layoffs. Rolling.
The economy is booming right now. Did you see the reports that came out? Yeah, I don't know what reports you're talking about. I did just see Tesla lay off 14,000 of their employees. It's like 1/3 of all of their employees. Yeah, but that's just one company. Yeah, but we just got into April, and we already had mass layoffs from Amazon, Google, UPS. You see what I'm getting at? Oh God, you're so negative. Why can't I just celebrate the economy? Hey, so guess who lost her job for the second time in the last 3 months? That would be me. I know you're wondering, like, oh, did that happen on Friday? No, today's Saturday, and it happened this morning via email with no previous discussion about it. Just, this time, she just said, I don't think you're a good fit for the role. And that was that.
Oh, they didn't lay off on Saturday?
I don't think I could do this anymore. Okay, bye. We're let go of from like a small to medium company or like a startup. I'm very curious what your experience was like, because with all these layoffs happening, I was just reflecting on the first company that I worked at, like post college, was I just had the craziest experience there, and I wasn't let go of when we had like a first big round of layoffs, but a good amount of people were, and the experience that the entire company had with that situation was insane. We had like a huge restructuring. The CEO wasn't even there that day when they like announced all this shit to us. She was like in Cabo or something. And I'm just curious, like, is that normal? Like, I know larger companies obviously meet with HR and your manager, and it's like a 10-minute meeting that's like surprisingly added to your calendar. But if you were to like a small to medium company and you were let go of, I want to hear how it happened.
I'm so sick of seeing videos where people are saying, oh, if you're worried about getting laid off, make sure you check your state's WARN site. If you're not aware, the WARN site, or WARN Act, is an act that's passed to hold companies accountable for telling their employees about upcoming mass layoffs. However, companies have figured out loopholes and ways to work around this. For example, a lot of the tech companies will tell their employees that they're getting laid off today, but they're going to be kept on the payroll for 16 more days. This is a way for the company to avoid leaks about the layoffs, even though they still might happen, but also avoid reporting anything to the WARN Act until the employees are notified of their termination of employment. You might get locked out of your computer, you might be unable to work your normal job, but you're going to be technically still an employee for 60 days. If you're going and checking this WARN site for your state about upcoming layoffs, it really might not matter, because the company's figured out how to avoid having to do that until you actually know whether or not you're being laid off.
Happy Tuesday. I just got laid off. For the second time. At the same company, actually. I just got back from vacation yesterday. Was out of office. I had coworkers who were like texting me that they were laid off, and I was like, oh my gosh, and they're just starting like, I'm feeling horrible. I'm like wondering what's happening, what's going on. Opened my emails today, started sorting through, the 200 plus emails I missed, being out 4 days, and then VP slapped a meeting on my calendar, jumped on, HR's there, I'm shaking, crying. Wow. Anywho, can't trust anybody. Literally at all. They logged me out of everything within like 10 minutes of the call being over. I have no access to anything. I'm just a person. Happy Tuesday.
So I got laid off this morning. Pretty much, I literally wake up, I'm like, I don't have to work, get on my phone, start like looking at it, and I look at my tax return, like,